Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. This is me. I'm gonna touch your mouth with my mouth. How do you like that? Yep, okay.
What kind of music do you make for people who aren't familiar?
Oh man, my originals are kind of acoustic folk pop, very like Sarah Bareilles, Ingrid Michaelson, and I do Request Tuesdays, so I do covers every week. So a little Lady Gaga, a little Britney Spears, whatever you kind of want to hear.
And is this your full-time job?
It has become my full-time job. That's a new thing. I finally moved out of Michigan, and I'm doing videos and music full-time now, touring.
How would you say your relationship with your fans differs from the relationship between non-YouTube musicians and their fans?
Well, I think that you are more in contact with them. I think that, you know, just as a musician, you go to a show and you're meeting people and you're seeing the people that are buying your music and want to see you play. But when you leave that show and you're on YouTube, you're talking to them on Twitter, you're talking to them on Tumblr, your Facebook, they're telling you on Facebook how it was and you're responding and they're sharing pictures. So it's 24 hours. It's never ending, the contact that you have with the people that are watching you and listening to you.
This year, I'm gonna make it, 'cause I said I would. Do all the things you said I never could.
I've had several girls here who have said, you know, this year has been the soundtrack to my life. I listen to it every night. And they go in depth because that song comes from a lot of stories, and I vlog, so they know what has happened to lead to that. So people come up and they share everything, like I've dealt with eating disorders, or I've dealt with wanting to be a musician and feeling like I couldn't do it because I don't fit a mold. And I listen to your album and I watch your videos, and now I get to meet you. So I think in a way you listen to music sometimes and you don't always have that direct connection, and they know that they can go to a YouTube thing and we're gonna hug and we're gonna hang out. So it's amazing.
So you started something called Project Life Size. Now, what is that?
So when I first started, I was 19, and I was at that point where you're putting music out, and you're getting a lot of criticism, and people were saying very, very mean things to me. And I was okay because I have a great family, I have great friends, but I knew that there were girls messaging me saying, I want to do music, but I see the comments you get, and I can't put videos up. So I wanted to start a channel that kind of talks about the fact that you cannot fit a mold, whether that's you weigh a certain amount, or you're gay, or you just feel like you're the odd one out.
Yeah.
That doesn't make you less of a person. That doesn't make you less deserving of love. And so it's me and 4 other women who talk about that and just talking about living in a world where you don't fit a mold.
Now you did a mashup song of Grenade by Bruno Mars and Hold It Against Me by Britney Spears, and that got a lot of attention. What was the coolest thing to come out of that whole thing?
Well, okay, so I do Request Tuesdays, and that wasn't an abnormal thing for me to do. I often mix together videos and songs. I put that up. That night, it was on PresHilton.com, who he's been a big supporter. The next day, it was on BritneySpears.com, and then 2 days later, I was getting an email from the Ellen DeGeneres show. Later that week, I was flown out to LA, I was on the show, and the next day they were airing it, I was in the airport seeing tweets and Facebook messages just go crazy, and I was like crying. It was such a mess, but yeah, meeting Ellen DeGeneres and going on that show, and then going back and meeting Adele because they knew I liked her, you know, things, and when I met Adele, she said something, I can't remember what she said, but my response was, oh, I just did a cover of that song. And she said, oh, I know, I've seen your videos before. And then I proceeded to try to not cry. I was just like, oh yeah, that's normal, that's fine.
Thanks for watching. I actually had the chance to interview a bunch of YouTube musicians while I was at Playlist Live, so to watch another interview with another YouTube musician, click on another YouTube musician over there. And also, be sure to subscribe to Fuse right here on YouTube.